Level 1. The Curious Child. You grow up in California, a very large boy with a dark mind. Your mother screams at you, she makes you sleep in the damp basement. You play a strange game with your sister's dolls, using a sharp blade. The plastic heads come off easily. You feel a quiet sense of relief. You find a family cat. Your hands are already strong enough for this. You hide the remains in the garden, watching the dirt cover the fur. Nobody asks any questions. You are just a quiet giant in the house. You watch your mother drink her coffee. She never stops her cruel words. You feel the hate growing, a heavy black stone inside your young chest. You are 6 feet tall at age 15, staring down at everyone else. You want to stop the noise. You want to prove you are powerful. You walk toward your grandparents' house, holding a loaded rifle in your hand. Level 2. The Isolated Teenager. Your grandmother sits at the table, writing a letter in the quiet kitchen. You stand behind her chair. The weight of the rifle feels very light. The sound is loud. You do not feel any regret or sudden fear. You wait for your grandfather to return, sitting calmly on the wooden porch. He walks toward the house. You finish the task with a steady hand. You call your mother on the phone, telling her what you have done. The police arrive quickly. They are shocked by your height and your age. You go to a psychiatric hospital. Doctors study your very high intelligence score. You study their tests, learning exactly what they want to hear from you. You are the perfect patient, smiling while your dark fantasies grow much larger. They think you are cured. They think the danger has finally passed away. You are 21 years old, walking out into the bright morning air. Level 3. The Student of Death. You return to your mother's house. The air is thick with old tension. She works at the university. She calls you a failure every single day. You get a job at the highway department, driving a yellow Ford car. You spend your nights in local bars, drinking beer with the campus police. They call you Big Ed. They tell you stories about their daily work. You learn how they investigate. You learn how to avoid their simple traps. The yellow car is a predator, cruising slowly through the dark campus streets. You pick up hitchhikers, young women who trust your very polite friendly face. You have a handgun hidden under the front seat of the heavy vehicle. You test yourself, driving them home while the Factor X is screaming loud. You are practicing the routine, waiting for the perfect moment to finally strike. The back seat is empty, but it will not stay that way tonight. Level 4. The Stalker. You drive through Santa Cruz. The ocean air is cold and very salty. 2 students wave for a ride. You pull the yellow car over quickly. They sit in the back, talking about their classes and their young lives. You drive toward a quiet road. The trees are thick and very dark. You lock the doors. The sound of the mechanism is sharp and final. They realize the danger too late. You are a giant in a small space. Your hands are like iron. The struggle is loud inside the closed car. You do not feel anger. You feel a clinical need for absolute control. The silence returns to the woods. You sit alone with the quiet shapes. You drag the weight to the trunk. Your muscles burn from the effort. You drive back to the house, where your mother is still sleeping soundly. You carry the heavy bags upstairs. The game has finally begun now. Level 5. The Novice Killer. You spend the night in your room, working with the heavy garden tools. You are a student of anatomy, looking for the secrets inside the flesh. You take photos of your work. The flash is bright against the walls. You feel a strange peace. The noise in your head is finally quiet. You bury the remains in the yard, under your mother's bedroom window today. She walks over the spot every morning. She has no idea at all. You go to work, greeting the police officers with a very polite smile. You listen to the radio, hearing the news about the missing young women. You are the one they want, but you look like a boring giant. You buy a new camera. You need to document every single dark detail. The urge is a hunger, and the co-eds are easy to find. You pull the yellow car over. Another girl is waiting for a ride. Level 6. The Predator. You drive the yellow car through the rain, looking for another young target. She stands by the curb. Her hair is wet from the heavy storm. She gets inside the vehicle. The smell of damp wool fills the air. You drive to the summit. The city lights are far below the trees. You reach for the weapon. The metal is cold and very heavy now. The struggle is brief. Your hands are large enough to cover her face. You feel the pulse stop. The silence of the woods is very loud. You carry the weight to the trunk. Your back muscles pull with strain. You return to the apartment, working through the night with the sharp tools. The flash of the camera, capturing the final expression for your dark collection. You are a giant, a shadow that the police will never even see. The sun is rising. You are ready for the next one to come. Level 7. The Collector. You keep the identification cards, hidden in a box under the passenger seat. You take the photos out, staring at them in the quiet of night. You talk to the quiet shapes. They are the only friends you have. You bury the secrets in the garden, deep under the fresh brown earth. Your mother shouts your name. She is standing right above the buried shapes. She calls you a monster. She has no idea how right she is. You smile at her, while you polish the white bone in your pocket. You eat dinner together. The smell of her cooking makes your stomach tight. You are the collector, a librarian of death with a very neat shelf. The Factor X is satisfied, watching the police look in the wrong woods. You are winning the game, keeping the quiet trophies where no one looks, but the noise is returning, and your mother is shouting at you again. Level 8, the Media Phantom. You sit with the detectives, drinking beer at the local bar every night. They talk about the murders. They do not know the killer is here. You offer them your advice, explaining the psychology of a man like you. They laugh at your jokes, patting the shoulder of the tall friendly man. You are the Phantom, hidden in plain sight among the law enforcement now. The newspapers are screaming. They want to know who is taking the girls. You read the article slowly, correcting the errors in your own quiet head. They call you a monster, but you feel like a unique hidden force. You walk the streets at night. The yellow car is known by every officer. They never stop you. They think you are one of their good friends. You are the Media Phantom, an invisible threat that smiles for local news, but the hunger is empty, and the real target is waiting at home. Level 9, the cross-country killer. The night of the final act, you enter her bedroom with a hammer. She wakes up and looks at you. She starts to shout your name. You stop the shouting forever. The room goes quiet for the first time. You take the life that created you, feeling a massive weight lift off. You drive away from California, crossing the desert while the sun is rising. You reach a small town in Colorado. Standing in a lonely phone booth, you call the police in Santa Cruz. You tell them every dark detail. They think it is a prank call. They do not believe their friend. You tell them to check the garden. You tell them to look under dirt. You wait for them to arrive. Sitting quietly on a bench in park, the blue lights flash across the street. The Factor X is finally gone. You stand up and raise your hands. The co-ed killer has stopped. Level 10, the untouchable. You sit in a small room, talking to the agents for many hours. You are their teacher now, explaining how a killer can hide from sight. You analyze your own crimes, using your high IQ to help them understand. The courtroom is silent. People look at you like a scary giant. You ask for the death penalty. You want to finish the game way. The judge gives you life, locking you away in a cage forever now. You live in a small cell, surrounded by the memories of campus roads. You are a celebrity inmate. Other prisoners are afraid of your large size. You spend your days recording audiobooks. Your deep voice is heard all. You are 75 years old, sitting in a chair in the dark. The college girls are gone, leaving only the quiet white skulls in mind. You are Big Ed, the giant who found the silence he always wanted.